Have you ever stood in your kitchen, looking at your calendar, and asked yourself a simple question? What if? What if this year wasn't just about work, chores, and the familiar rhythm of daily life? What if this year, you could find yourself standing in front of a 1,000-year-old castle in Scotland, or tasting the freshest pasta you've ever had in a tiny Roman alleyway? For so many of us, that what if quickly gets shut down by a bigger, more intimidating question: how could I ever afford that? The dream of international travel often feels like a luxury reserved for a select few, a distant fantasy that gets tucked away with our childhood wishes. The single biggest cost of a big trip is usually the flight. It's the gatekeeper, the giant hurdle you have to clear before you can even start dreaming about the food, the museums, and the people you'll meet. But what if I told you there's a key to unlock that gate? What if the plane ticket didn't have to be the biggest obstacle, but instead could be free? It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But in the world of travel, free is a very real and achievable goal. So let's pull back the curtain on this idea. When we talk about free plane tickets, we're not usually talking about someone just handing you a ticket out of the blue. Instead, it's about using a form of currency that you might not even realize you're earning. This currency is known by a few different names, but the most common are points and miles. Airlines and credit card companies give out these points and miles as a way to thank you for being a loyal customer. It's their way of saying, "Hey, thanks for flying with us," or "Thanks for using our credit card." For an international flight that could have cost you $1,200, you might end up paying only $50 or $100 in taxes. So, while it's not technically $0, we call it a free ticket because you've eliminated 90% to 95% of the cost. This system was created by the airlines themselves back in the 1980s. They wanted a way to encourage travelers to fly with them again and again, so they invented frequent flyer programs. For decades, this was the primary way people earned free flights. You had to be a frequent business traveler, crisscrossing the country every week to earn enough miles for a family vacation. But thankfully, that has changed dramatically. The game has expanded, and now there are more ways than ever to earn these valuable points. The biggest players in the game are now credit card companies. They have partnered with airlines or created their own flexible points programs to turn your everyday spending into a travel-earning machine. This is the great equalizer. Let's think of points and miles as a travel piggy bank. Every time you make a qualifying purchase or take a flight, you're dropping a few special coins into that bank. At first, it might not seem like much. A few hundred points here, 1,000 points there, but just like a real piggy bank, those small deposits add up over time. Before you know it, you'll have a stash of 50,000 or 60,000 points, which is often enough for a round-trip ticket to Europe or a couple of domestic flights across the country. There are two main types of this travel currency. The first kind is airline-specific miles. The second, and often more powerful type, is flexible bank points. The most powerful way to fill your travel piggy bank quickly is through credit card sign-up bonuses. This is the turbocharge button for earning points. To attract new customers, credit card companies will offer a huge lump sum of points, often 50,000, 75,000, or even more, after you sign up for a new card and spend a certain amount of money within the first few months. The idea that you can pay for your weekly groceries and in doing so, get closer to a free flight to Lisbon might sound strange, but it's exactly how this system works at its best. You are already spending money on necessities every single month. Food, gas, your phone bill, your internet service, maybe a streaming subscription or two. By strategically using a travel rewards credit card for these purchases, you are making your money work twice. First, it pays for the thing you need. Second, it earns you points that will reduce the cost of your future travels. Let's say your family spends about $2,000 a month on things you can pay for with a credit card. If you put that $2,000 on a travel rewards card that earns 1.5 points per dollar, you would earn 3,000 points that month. Of course, this strategy comes with a very important rule. You must pay your credit card bill in full and on time every single month. The points you earn are only valuable if you are not paying high interest charges. This system is designed for people who are financially responsible. Think of your credit card not as a way to borrow money, but simply as a payment method that gives you a kickback in the form of travel. Beyond just your regular spending, you can be on the lookout for bonus categories. Many credit cards offer extra points for spending in specific areas. By using the right card for the right purchase, you can accelerate your earnings even faster. Getting a free plane ticket is a wonderful achievement in itself, but its true value goes far beyond the financial savings. When you remove the single largest expense from your travel budget, your entire perspective on the trip changes. That money you would have spent on airfare is now freed up to be invested in memories, in comfort, and in cultural immersion. It is the key that unlocks a richer, deeper, and more meaningful travel experience. For many people, this means they can simply afford to travel more often. Instead of saving for 5 years for one big trip to Italy, you might be able to visit Italy this year, and then use points to see Spain 2 years later, and then Germany the year after that. This frequency of travel has a compounding effect on your life. Each trip builds on the last, making you a more confident, curious, and adaptable person. Furthermore, removing the cost of the flight can fundamentally change the way you travel. Maybe you've always dreamed of seeing the temples of Angkor Wat in Cambodia, or the wildlife of the Galapagos Islands, but the $1,500 flight was always a non-starter. When that flight becomes nearly free, those dream destinations suddenly move into the realm of possibility. A free flight isn't just a discount, it's a license to dream bigger. These ideas are not just theories, they are practical strategies that are changing lives. I know a teacher from Ohio, let's call her Sarah, who always dreamed of showing her 2 children the historical sites of Europe she taught about in her classroom. For years, it seemed impossible. With a modest teacher's salary and the cost of raising a family, finding the thousands of dollars needed for 3 round-trip tickets to Europe was out of the question. Then, she learned about travel points. Within about 18 months, she had accumulated over 200,000 points, enough for 3 round-trip tickets to London. That trip changed everything for her family. They stood in the Roman Forum, they climbed the Eiffel Tower, and they saw the art they had only ever viewed in textbooks. Her children's history lessons came alive in a way she could have never replicated in the classroom. Sarah told me that seeing the wonder in her children's eyes made every bit of effort worthwhile. Then there's the story of a young couple, recently graduated from college and burdened with student loans. They wanted to go on a honeymoon, but their tight budget made anything beyond a local road trip seem out of reach. After doing some research, they used credit card sign-up bonuses for their wedding expenses. By the time their wedding day arrived, they had enough miles for 2 round-trip tickets to Hawaii. Their impossible dream honeymoon became a reality. Feeling inspired? The good news is that you can start on this journey today. The first and most important step is to simply start paying attention. Begin by looking at your own travel goals. Where do you want to go? Knowing your destination will help you decide which airline miles or which type of points will be most valuable to you. Next, I would encourage you to sign up for the frequent flyer programs of the major airlines, even if you don't have immediate travel plans. It's completely free to join programs like Delta Sky Miles, American Advantage, and United Mileage Plus. Once you're comfortable with the idea, the next logical step is to explore a good entry-level travel rewards credit card. Cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card are often recommended for beginners. Read the terms carefully, understand the sign-up bonus requirements, and make sure you can meet the minimum spending with your normal budgeted expenses. Do not, under any circumstances, spend extra money just to earn a bonus. Finally, be patient and organized. Earning enough points for a big trip doesn't happen overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep a simple spreadsheet or use an app to track your different point balances so you always know how close you are to your goal. At its heart, the pursuit of free plane tickets is about one thing: accessibility. It is about breaking down the financial barriers that keep so many good people tethered to their hometowns. Travel should not be a privilege reserved for the 1%. It is a vital part of a well-rounded education and a well-lived life. This is an experience that everyone deserves to have, regardless of their income. When we travel, we learn about history, art, and politics in a tangible way. More importantly, we learn about people. We learn that despite our different languages, cuisines, and customs, we share a common humanity. We learn empathy, we challenge our own prejudices, and we come home with a broader, more compassionate perspective on the world. By making travel more accessible, we are investing in a more peaceful and interconnected global community. Your personal quest for a free flight is a small part of this much larger, more important movement. You are not just saving money, you are expanding your own humanity. So, when you embark on this journey of learning about points and miles, remember the bigger picture. This isn't just a selfish pursuit to get a cheap vacation. It is a way to claim your right to see and experience the world. In the end, all of this, the points, the strategies, the credit cards, is just a means to an end. The ultimate goal is not to accumulate 1 million miles in a bank account. The goal is to use them. The goal is to go. It is to stand on a wind-swept cliff in Ireland and feel the spray of the Atlantic on your face. It is to get wonderfully lost in the labyrinthine streets of Venice. It is to share a meal with a family in Thailand and learn about their lives. Don't let the details overwhelm you. The most important thing is to simply begin. Start small. Learn one thing today that you didn't know yesterday. Every great traveler started with a single step, and your first step is simply deciding that this is possible for you. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You could be in the exact same place, dreaming the same dreams. Or you could be logging into your airline account, your heart pounding with excitement as you redeem your hard-earned points for a flight to a place you've always wanted to see. The world is a vast, beautiful, and endlessly fascinating book. Staying home is like reading only one page. I encourage you to read the whole book. Let your curiosity be your compass. Learn how to make travel a bigger part of your life, not by spending more money, but by being smarter with the money you already spend. The world is waiting for you. Go find it.